Really looking forward to our class tonight in the back. For those of us that are back here, I know Austin is preparing for the auditorium class. I know that's going to be good. Heard wonderful things about that class. Be making plans to be with us tonight, 7 o'clock, Kenwood Church of Christ. Go to our website if you need the address. Um, Everybody's welcome, and certainly we really hope to see all of our members there tonight. If you've not been in the habit of being with us on Wednesday night for whatever reason, start tonight. Start tonight. We miss you. We want you to be there. Our numbers have been up, and it's just a real blessing when the house is full. Tonight, back in the young people class, we're continuing looking at the conquest of Canaan, that section of Scripture in our Old Testaments, and we're getting to the end of the book of Joshua. We're nearing the end of his life, and we have a farewell speech that he leaves to the people. Now, let me ask you this, because I've been thinking about this. I've been studying for this. You got one last shot to speak to the people you love. What would you tell them? What would you want them to know? It's really something to think about, right? Because at the end of the day, today might be our last day. But Joshua has the opportunity to speak to the people that he had led with at God's direction, and he'd done it beautifully and just so successfully, victory after victory. Certainly there was failures and there was lessons learned, but a faithful generation under Joshua's leadership, and he allowed God to lead him, and they allowed Joshua with God's direction to lead them, and it was just a wonderful thing. And let's just take a moment to consider what led up to all of this. You know, it all started with God and Abraham, the promise, land promise, nation promise, that seed promise back in Genesis chapter 12, that seed promise ultimately being Jesus. And here in Joshua 24, verses 2 and 3, Joshua reminds them of just that. And Joshua reminds the people how God had delivered them from Egypt in most spectacular God fashion. And he guided them through the wilderness for 40 years. And he fed them and he clothed them and he taught them. And all of this leading up to that just incredible miracle crossing the Jordan that we spent some time with. That new generation, the previous generation, you remember dying on the other side of the Jordan as a result of their unbelief. But when we get to Joshua chapter 23, and even if you're not in this class, this is for all of us in the sense that this is a good study. I would encourage you, if you have some time today, if you're sitting around not doing a whole lot, read Joshua 23 and read Joshua 24. But we're told here that Joshua is old. He's very old, that is. And here's where he starts. Number one, he tells the people, Joshua 23 verse 3, remember what God has done. Number two, he tells them, listen, you keep obeying God's law. That's Joshua 23 at verse 6, if you're following along. Number three, no association with idolatry. Stay away from it. Joshua 23 at verse 7. Number four, consider the consequences of disobedience if you don't. Joshua 23 at verse 16. And then we get to Joshua chapter 24. And after summarizing the history, his purpose in doing so was clear. The people needed to know. They needed to know, be reminded. They already knew, but they needed to really know and live with the reality moving forward that God is faithful. He'd always been faithful to them. And then the famous challenge issued there in Joshua 24 at verse 15, essentially telling them, listen, you choose this day, today, not tomorrow, but today. Choose today whom you're going to serve. Question, have you made that choice? Joshua declares, as for me and my house, remember what he said? We will serve the Lord. That was his choice. What's your choice? What's my choice? The people's response, read Joshua 24 and verse 16. Just a beautiful response. They're on board. Let's go. Such a rich study. Really looking forward to tonight. Even if you're not in this class, hope this short overview of this beautiful section of Scripture helped you. Listen, if you're on the fence, jump to the side of being there with us tonight. We miss you when you're not there. You miss out when you're not there. It's going to be an awesome opportunity to grow a little stronger in our faith. Let's just keep stacking those days. Let's go. Have a wonderful rest of your day.